Everyone. We're seeking to fix the stream. Just had to take the last one down. Welcome in. Today we're talking Newcastle United transfers. If you haven't already seen, there is a lot on Twitter already. Obviously, the last few days now, it's just been nothing but Newcastle this, Newcastle that, about who we're potentially going to be signing. The one that's looking like it's edging closer, according to Luke Edwards' reports, is Diego Carlos. He has put out, literally, about just over half an hour ago, he put out, Diego Carlos is edging closer to an NUFC move, but still not confirmed yet. Told senior club officials have been working around the clock to secure targets and boost the squad before Leeds, which is a good sign because we need people in before Leeds. It's a massive one to get in before Leeds. They have encountered resistance. Words come out. Hello. They have encountered resistance at every turn, but two players. Which two players are them? Obviously, one maybe Diego Carlos. He's put in brackets, I can't get other name. So he's got one of the names, which is Diego Carlos. The other name, we don't know yet. But they are likely he finishes with. I mean, that in itself is looking interesting. If we can see these players move into the club, I think it would make us a lot stronger going into Leeds. We need a centre-half before Leeds. I said this in a talking show that we're in the other day, podcast sort of thing, that we're in the other day where we're ranted on. We need centre-halves. There's no ifs, buts, or doubts about it. We need centre-halves. Another person that's been linked time and time again is obviously Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey's still being linked. I think Aaron Ramsey's isolation period's up soon. I think it might be today. Once it's up, I think you need to keep eyes on Aaron Ramsey. I think everyone needs to keep eyes on Aaron Ramsey. I think he'll be the next signing through the door at Newcastle, whether it's a loan or a permanent signing. I think Aaron Ramsey's gonna be a Newcastle United player. We need someone in that midfield. We understand that obviously Christian Eriksen, he's a free agent. Obviously, he had that cardiac arrest on pitch. He's been fitted with a ticker on his heart, a defibrillator, I think it's called, or I can't remember what you call it, pacemaker, that thing. He's been fitted with one of those. I'd take Eriksen. He's got the creative ability of an absolute world-class midfielder. I would take Christian Eriksen happily at Newcastle. Whether or not he can keep up with the game, I don't know, but I'd love to see Eriksen in a Newcastle United shirt. Imagine him and Trippier linking back up like our Tottenham days. It's a one to keep an eye on. Another one we've seen time and time again. The Monaco centre-back. Newcastle approach to sign him. It's a one that I'm a bit iffy for because 40 million euros. I mean, I'm sure that's how much Lille wanted for Botman. I wouldn't pay that for Monaco centre-back, just purely the fact that the guy's in just for, I think it's 6 weeks or something now. So we'll see what happens in that one. If I'm totally honest, everybody in the Newcastle fan base really needs to keep tabs on the Sven Botman deal. I think that one's the one that's going to come through on deadline day. I think we'll see Sven Botman sign for Newcastle on deadline day. If not before deadline day, I just think Sven Botman is going to be a one where Newcastle's going to offer a little bit more and Lille are going to have no choice but accept it. I think that's how it's going to work at the moment. Right, Luke Edwards replied to his other tweet about Diego Carlos, of where he couldn't name another player. He says, I shouldn't say this as I'm supposed to get a name as well, but yeah, I agree with you. Part of me thinks Carlos is a smokescreen to keep other targets quiet, but that's what the transfer window does to you. after 2 weeks. Constant smoke and mirrors, and nobody tells the whole truth. That's an interesting statement, to say the least, from Luke Edwards himself. He also put on as well, after he posted that tweet, he said, just to put things into context, I don't entirely believe anyone during the January transfer window because nobody tells the whole truth, but 2 players are close. I've discussed Carlos with contacts, and that pursuit is the most advanced, but won't rule out a surprise. It's going to be interesting. We're not far away from Saturday, where we play Leeds. We are not far away from that match. A surprise? Sorry. Excuse me. A surprise for me is, I think you'll see Ramsey come in. I think that's a second player. It's either Ramsey or it's Sven Botterman. It's one of them two that we'll see come in out of nowhere. It'll just happen. Aaron Ramsey, I think, is the most obvious one. I think Ramsey will come in due to the fact of he went quiet. He's been linked with Newcastle for the whole of November, December sort of period when the consortium took over. Ramsey was linked for ages. I think Aaron Ramsey is coming to Newcastle when no one knows yet because no one's monitoring it. I think Aaron Ramsey will sign. What we're looking at as well is that obviously as of recent, I forgot to mention this name, Usman Dembele from Barcelona. Don't know how true the reports are, but it was reported that he was offered to Newcastle United for £20 million. Usman Dembele is a very, very fast winger. We've seen this at Barcelona. He's fast on his legs, but he's very prone to injuries. So, will I bring Usman Dembele to Newcastle? Yes. Why? He's got the legs of the game of the Premier League. I think he could bring a lot of quality as it is on the right-hand side of the pitch. I think overall, yes, he's going to want a big wage because he's dropping down from a Champions League club or whatever. But I think Usman Dembele, I would sign him. He's an improvement. Ryan Fraser's played really well, but you need someone to compete alongside a Fraser for the right-hand side of the pitch. So yes, Usman Dembele, a definite yes from me. Another one that did come up was what was his name? Donnie Van Der Beek. Yes, Donnie Van Der Beek. Where do we even start with this one? I mean, if the reports are true, I would hope they're not true. They said Donnie rejected Newcastle. Why? Makes no sense to me. The only reason it doesn't make sense to us is because Donnie Van Der Beek, you would only be coming on loan for about 6 months, right? Think of this. 6 months. You've got either the World Cup, I can't remember which one it is. It's a World Cup of the Euros coming towards the end of the year. You need to start playing games constantly, which you will at Newcastle, to get into your Dutch squad. You need to play football. You're not going to get picked if you're going to want to stay on the bench at Manchester United. So if you've rejected Newcastle, I don't feel any sympathy for you. You can rot to shit on Manchester's bench. I could not give a flying shit. It's irritated us that these reports have come out and said that you've rejected the club. If it's not true, I'll hold my hands up and say I apologise. But other than that, Donny, you're a fool if you don't come to Newcastle. There's a massive future at Newcastle, whether or not we'll go down this season or not. I still don't think we will. But yeah, you're a fool if you don't. Another one that I've seen this morning, how true it is. Obviously, it is January. We're seeing a lot of false reports. Eden Hazard. Oh, wow. Well, I'm tired today. Excuse me. So, Eden Hazard. Apparently, Newcastle launched a £33 million bid for Hazard. Whether or not that is true, I do not know. Real Madrid rejected the offer, obviously. Apparently, they want to sell him around 42 million. Eden Hazard, not going to lie to you, he's probably better than what we've got. But Eden Hazard isn't anywhere near the Eden Hazard you used to know in his prime at Chelsea. I wouldn't bring Eden Hazard in just solely that fact. And we've seen what he was like to get his move out of Chelsea. He was a little shit. He constantly whinged on to get his move. So Eden Hazard's a definite no for me. Other than that, we haven't seen much going forward other than the Sven Botman is the one that I really think will happen. Diego Carlos, I think that deal you'll see happen. It'll be announced by 6 o'clock today. Mark my words, Diego Carlos, it'll be announced by 6 o'clock today. That'll be fun. We'll see what happens in that regards. So we'll see what happens. But transfers for Newcastle today are going to be very, very key because tomorrow, Wednesday, it's getting edging closer to Friday. To get players in, you're going to need to agree some sort of deal with the club. It's going to take at least a day to get the medical and things done. It could cause complications because COVID and things like that. It holds it up a little bit longer. Diego Carlos, I think we'll see him in soon. I think you'll be in before Friday's deadline. I think you'll be in before the deadline before you can register them for the match the next day. What I'd really like to see is a left back. I know a lot of fans are going to disagree, just solely to the fact of Jamal Lewis is on his way back. Don't get us wrong, I love the look of Jamal Lewis under Eddie Howe. I think Lewis is going to be really, really vital at that left back position. But I think the areas we've lacked for years is fullback. So obviously we've got Kieran Trippier in. He, by the way, is absolutely exceptional. Kieran Trippier is a definite, massive signing for us. You can just see it on Saturday's match. We've seen how Trippier played. He's completely different to every single body we have in that team. The guy drives on and gets on with his football. Trippier, massive. So for me, still, we need centre-half before Leeds. We really, really need a midfielder. We need a midfielder before Leeds. Sean Longstaff wouldn't get another game for us. Same with Jamal Lascelles. I'm sorry, lads, but you just wouldn't. He wouldn't make it in my team. So, yeah, we need replacements in them 2 areas before Leeds. And we might be a bit stronger. Jamal Lascelles is just, after his game on Saturday, it was awful. But yeah, that's everything I've sort of covered that I've seen so far today. If there's anything more interesting that happens later on in the day, I will hopefully be back with another live stream. I'm going to be playing a few games throughout the day, so if you do like gaming and things like that and you want to stay tuned to the channel, obviously check out in the description down below. There's a link to my Twitter. I normally announce on there when I'm going to go and do a live stream. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's like a watch back. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We're nearly at 300 subscribers. It's been a long road bringing back the channel, but yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, goodbye.